You're thinking about getting animals on your homestead, where there's chickens, goats, cows. Adding animals to your homestead seems like a great idea, but let me tell you what I wish I knew before I took that next step. Animals are great. They give you eggs, milk, meat, companionship, fertilization, but the truth is they amplify the system that you've already created, even the bad parts. Here's the 5 common mistakes that people make when they first start a homestead. 1, they get animals without proper infrastructure. At the same time, 2, they're not understanding feed cycles and the cost of raising animals. 3rd is having too many animals at one time. And that goes along with 4, not understanding the cost and expecting passive income. And finally, mixing too many species together at one time. So how should you start? Number 1 is we need to have good fencing, whether they're temporary fencing or this heavy-duty woven wire fence. You gotta keep your cows in. There's liability issues if they get out, and we can't regulate where they're eating feed. We talk about that in rotational grazing, but we need to keep our animals contained. When I first got here, this pasture was terrible. And I saw the fence and I was like, cool, we've got a fenced in area. But the truth was the T-posts and trees falling down on the fence, it just wasn't holding the animals in. So when I initially got goats, they were getting out all the time. And I spent the better part of like months and months repairing these fences to get them into a proper working order. And even then, I didn't, because there's a real art to putting up fencing, learning how to create H-bracing and pull the wire tight, and then T-posts, and then electric. All of that goes in to containing your animals. So I spent way longer than I should have learning those skills when I put up these fences. Then when we got a second farm, we've really streamlined that process because it's so important. We need to keep our animals contained. When they get out, it's a big production, it's scary, and if you lose a cow, you're losing your investment. You're losing the future returns of having the cows. You're losing meat in your freezer. If I wanted to get started cheaply, I would start with temporary electric netting fence, like the stuff that Premier One puts out. But ultimately, I would want to move to this much larger system, and this is why we see these systems really flourishing, to have a strong perimeter fence and then electric netting on the inside that divides up smaller pastures around waterers. We do that because it reduces cost, but it ensures that our animals aren't getting out. When they do, we have a sturdy structure to bring them back to. We're down here with our mobile chickens, and this serves as a great example for what animals can bring to the landscape and understanding waste management. Through this mobile setup, the animals come in, they peck around, scratch in the ground, eat bugs, eat the grass, and then they leave their waste behind. When they move to the next coop, bugs come in, start that process of breaking down the nitrogen, and it really creates a great system. But what the biggest benefit is that we're not having to scoop this stuff out. We're not spending our time, our labor to be moving poop around. The chickens do it, and as a result, we get meat, eggs, and we get some cool companions. This is what we're talking about. Understanding all the factors that come in to your animal implementation for the largest amount of success. So you want to stack the most amount of functions that we can. Ultimately, that saves our time, our money in reducing feed costs, and it brings a bigger benefit to the system because we're adding fertilization, so each year the system becomes better and better and better. When we build systems, animals amplify the good stuff, even the bad stuff. When I built the large stationary chicken coop that we used for years, I saw posts on Instagram and seen coops in real life, these large Taj Mahal, giant expansive chicken coops, and thought that's what I needed to build. As time went on, we saw the buildup of manure. We saw the wasted feed, 1 to the chickens and 2 to the rats that came. Stationary coops breed rats. If you've ever been to a large barn, you see rats running around all the time. We saw them. There was one day that we killed 17 of them. They come in, they eat the feed, they give the chickens a hard time, they stress the animals. I thought I was doing the right thing. That was before I learned about the benefits of rotational grazing and mobile chicken coops. We still have that coop, and sometimes we use it for breeding, but we want those systems to recover, and the only way that those systems recover is by getting animals off and rotating animals through. That was a big mistake. And it came from looking at other people and seeing what everybody was doing and deciding that's what I needed to do too. I thought it was a passive income stream, that if I just put chickens in here and gave them feed, I could get eggs out of the deal. And what I was not thinking about was the full accounting of the workload, that shoveling, that bringing food to them, that cleaning out the coop. Chickens will do their own thing. Animals will do their own thing. That's the benefit. It's kind of like nature's workhorse, right? Everything wants to live. And if we build systems that mimic the natural design of the animals that we want to raise, we can really be laissez-faire, hands-off, and enjoy the benefits, whether that's meat, whether that's eggs, whether that's milk, whether that's companionship. Whatever the reason is that you have animals, we can amplify the benefits to the landscape and really help heal ourselves, heal the homestead properties that we're occupying, and making a better environment for everybody else. So animals can feel really overwhelming, but the truth of the matter is, once you get the hang of it, once you build the systems, animals can enrich your homestead, feed your family, and bring a lot of meaning and value to your own personal life. This is a great example. This is our rabbit hutch that we rotationally graze through the pathways of the garden. We're all about stacking functions so that we're adding fertilization while keeping down some of the weed pressure in our market garden. When I first started out, we were breeding a lot of rabbits in a hutch system that wasn't exactly sustainable. Now, while we produced a lot of meat from that, the rabbits weren't happy, the rabbits weren't friendly. These systems stack functions and create the best possible product by mimicking the natural design that these animals thrive in. We put together some online educational opportunities around this rabbit hutch, around the chicken coops, because we want you to have the benefit that we have by implementing these things into our homestead. Check out those links below. We're here to help you any way that we possibly can, because abundance is our birthright and efficiency makes it that much more rewarding. Thanks for checking us out, and please, sustainablehomestead.com, click the link below.